Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Puppets with Adam. I'm Adam, and today we have an awesome build that you're not going to want to miss. Well, if you can't tell already, this was a build that I did as a collaboration with Jazza, formerly known as Draw with Jazza. Sorry for that cringy intro. A long time ago, a little bit over a year ago, Jazza sent me an email asking me to make a puppet of his avatar. I was very excited when I received this email because I've been familiar with Jazza's work for a long time. Part of the reason why I was so excited about him reaching out to me is not just because I was a fan of him as an artist, but also because I knew that he was an animator and taught a lot of animation on his videos. So that made me think that this would be a perfect collaboration because puppetry and animation have so many similarities. During our first meeting, we were talking about lip sync with a puppet. And in the same way you can put emphasis on different syllables in puppetry, you do the same thing in animation. And how that lip sync can change whether the character is talking really fast or really slow. A lot of the skills as an animator can be translated to the skills of a puppeteer and vice versa. I've even heard that in some animation courses in college that they actually make you take a puppetry class. That's all puppetry is if you think about it. It's live action animation. And me knowing that Jazza has this type of background knowledge in animation made me very excited to do this collaboration because I got a lot of emails from a lot of people asking me to make them a puppet. And since this is a representation of my artwork, I'm always a little bit hesitant about how the puppetry is going to be represented. Because at the end of the day, no matter how well you can build a puppet, what really makes it look good is how well it's performed and presented. So I had a lot of confidence in what Jazza was going to do with this character, especially with the high quality of his entertaining videos that he makes. Now there's a lot of cool things I want to tell you about the process of building this guy. There are a lot of challenges in taking a two-dimensional drawing and putting it in 3D. Luckily, Jazza sent me a ton of references of his avatar in different positions. One thing to note is how different the face can look with all these different expressions. Little things like the angle of the nose. Looking at the nose head-on or in a 3/4 view looks very different than a profile view. And I did my best to try to make sure it was representational of his design from any angle that you look at it. So even though I had all those references for the design, I still wanted to print out one life-size just to get the proportions correct. So I printed out this big version here. And immediately upon starting this build, I realized one thing that was going to be kind of tough to get around. And that's the proportion of the head to the body. This body is super small, and this head is humongous. Even at this scale, this is a slightly oversized head for your average puppet. And this body is so small that it's even thinner than my arm. And if you know anything about how puppets work, you have to have your arm through it. So initially, I started off with a tabletop puppet design. So this is the original body that I started creating for Jazza. I didn't make him a shirt yet, though. So you can see these proportions are pretty close. He had knee joints and these nice little shoes here. Another thing I was going to do was to make the arms detachable. Right here I have another video where I talk all about detachable arms. And this was because Jazza wanted rod arms on his puppet for most of the performing, but he also wanted to be able to do some live hand drawing. So I thought switching them out on this would be the best way to do it. Who knows, maybe one day I'll finish this thing. Let me know down below if you'd like to see that. So with this type of body, Jazza would have entered through the back of the head instead of up through the body like most of the puppets that you see on this channel. So at this point I had the head built as well, but without any features on it. Then I had another Skype meeting with Jazza and we talked about how it was coming. And by the end of that video we decided that we wanted to go more with the traditional style puppet. But to do that, I had to slightly scale up the body just a little bit so that his arm could fit inside. And also I think the proportions just generally look a little bit better for a puppet. That's one thing you want to think about as an artist, is not only making sure that the thing that you're building is true to the character, but also true to the medium that you're working in. Whether that's pencil drawing, digital animation, puppetry, clay, or really anything at all.
G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza.
Here he is. So we did end up going with the rotted arms with this character, and these arms do not come off, but I did make a second pair of arms so that Jazza could cut in some drawing elements into his videos. And here they are. These go on just like gloves, so that he can do his downward drawing elements and clip them into the video. I was down to the end of this fabric color, and that's the one thing about dyeing fabrics. It's hard to match something perfectly, which is part of why I added these sleeves to cover up this neutral fabric that I used to extend them. But I think it works pretty well. Anyway, that's it for this build video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you stick around because I have a lot more build videos and tutorials planned in the future. And if you want to learn how to make a puppet like this, I have tons of resources on this channel. The best thing to start with is my monster series. It's only a 4-episode series and it gives you a nice idea of a little bit of everything that's involved in building a puppet. After doing that, I would check out my main puppet series where we built this guy. That has like 22 episodes, but it breaks it up into perfect little sections. How to do mouth grips, the eyes, eyelids, pupils. Each section is a different video. But the monster series is a good overall thing, especially if it's the first time jumping into the world of puppet building. But even if you're looking for something simple to do with your kids, I have a simple video like this too. And this comes with a completely free pattern that you can download at my website. I have a whole bunch of free patterns there too, as well as links to all my supplies. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.